and a couple new main deck monsters to be special summoned. But I guess we'll see who is gonna go first.
It seems to me as if actually Kieran will be the one. So he is on the regular Snake Eye deck, which is something along the lines of what we expected. He has decided to forgo a heavy Fiendsmith engine to just play more around the Fuvalos, but he's still playing one Lacrima and one Engraver, so that he can just use, you know, the Closed Moon at some point.
Yeah, you can still get quite a lot done with just one of each. Now, I guess you can send it from your hand with the Snake Eyes Deception if you happen to draw that. Here we see that very popular Called by the Grave. Players just kind of laughing to each other there.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate from Daniel, because he is not playing crossouts. There is only the Called by the Grave to stop this Ash Blossom, but once again it is picked up. And although this wasn't the best opener from Kieran, I mean, this can still be quite good.
Yeah, it can still get the job done with Snake Eye. Just one of the things that makes it such a powerful deck is even though you start with that suboptimal start maybe of just a normal summon Poplar, you can still get into all of your Snake Eye engine, and any two monsters can get you into Moon of the Closed Heaven. So then you can start playing with your Fiendsmith as well. You can get quite a lot going. So I suppose at a bare minimum, we'll probably see like a Flame Burge with an IP and a Lacrima maybe on the field after all is said and done.
Yeah, and as mentioned, although he's not playing Tractus, he still is on the Fiendsmith main monster, and now he's gonna access them. Seems like he's thinking about it. He's just reading Called by the Grave.
Maybe he's got his own Ash Blossom somewhere, but yeah. Called by will negate it for 2 turns, yours and your opponent's. So you do have to watch out. It's very easy to forget if you've
absolutely
called by your opponents just to throw your Ash Blossom away for nothing.
And this is again thanks to Rage of the Abyss what makes a lot of difference when even if you don't want to count on the Fiendsmith. The Lacrima makes so much sense, as you can see here. Just gives you an additional body and Fiend. So
I'm going to keep asking if there's going to be a Saryuja, but still no. Yeah.
I know, Tom. I know.
One day.
The time will come. And yeah, it seems as if Dan only had that one interruption. So Desiree is going to be summoned.
Yeah, this is pretty nice here. So we're going to get the Desiree, and then you can link off the sequence before equipping it to the Desiree. You've also got the nice little benefit here of being able to negate the Princess with the Desiree, which prevents you from not being able to summon fire monsters. So you can just link away the Princess straight into something like an Illusion Rabbit or an IP Masquerade. I suppose you can't go into IP Masquerade because it's a link monster, but Illusion Rabbit it will have to be.
And he actually has, that's why he was reading it, he has the talent in hand. So he was reading Called by the Grave to make sure that he can still activate, and I think he's doing it again, as you can see. He's unsure whether he can activate this talent here.
Yeah, maybe he's not played with it. It feels like it would be second nature to me almost, but maybe he's not played with it that much.
Yeah.
Is he really going to draw? He's shuffling his deck like he's going to draw. Like, it feels like to me you're fully set up. You're just always looking at your opponent's hand here. Like,
wow. Yeah.
That surprises me the most out of anything I've seen so far today. I love looking at my opponent's hand. It's so much fun. You know, you just get to see everything.
Not so much for them. But
not so much for them. No, fun for you, right?
And I think it would have helped a lot because, you know, knowing that your opponent is on Mimighoul, out of all things, obviously can change. And as you have mentioned, he's now going to do this nice interaction where he bypasses the restriction from Princess and still able to end on this Silhouette Rabbit, which is just so popular.
Yeah, like drawing a card first as well before making the rabbit. Seems a little bit playing with fire and not in the Snake Eyes way.
Yeah. All according to plan, Tom.
Yeah.
All according to plan. And yeah, I mean, this has resolved, and we might just be approaching an end phase. I tried to take a look at the end. I think there was a bonfire there, but
we should probably use the flamberge, maybe?
I don't know, 2 bonfires. We're just going to set it.
Have we not used the flamberge? Okay, we don't want to use the flamberge.
And play is now back to Daniel, who is going to start things off with the terraforming. Probably the last field spell Kieran is thinking about is the one that is going to be revealed here.
Mimighoul
We are reading it.
Dungeon.
We are reading it.
This is one of the most powerful field spells the modern archetype has got. Every turn it's on the field, you can just add a Mimighoul from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So you can grind with it. You can, yeah, I mean, it gets you to your engine and then just gives you that repeated effect. And it has a bonus which stops your opponent from normal summoning monster while they control a face down monster. So you can summon your Mimighouls to your opponent's field until they have flipped them up and activated their negative effects. They won't be able to use their normal summon, which can be quite annoying. Kieran just having a read.
Mimighoul mine, maybe? We could, yeah. Switch the name up, but
we can just destroy it. Yeah, this is really mean, actually. So Rabbit having that extra effect.
Yeah. And again, Kieran obviously not too familiar with this strategy, but we add a second copy.
Second time is the charm. If he's going to allow it. Well, I suppose we don't actually have an IP, so the only way to negate it would be with the Desiree. But this feels like quite a heavy investment for the Desiree.
Totally. The thing is, if you don't know the Mimighoul cards, and then you don't know what to expect, you know, we could also see it, because...
Yeah, I mean, it can be a little scary, right, if you don't know what's going to happen. And it's very reasonable, I think, if you don't know what's going to happen, you just negate it. You just say, the field spell is probably quite important.
Yeah, but
I'll just negate it, but not today.
It's not going to be the case. And Daniel is thinking about which to pick. And in the end, I think he went for Fairy. Yep.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I guess maybe he's got another couple of Mimighouls in his hand. I feel like the Dragon is a very popular one to start off with, because when it's normal summoned, you can add any Mimighoul spell or trap, I think, from your deck to your hand. So that's pretty helpful as a sort of starting piece, but maybe he's already got the Dragon. Because Mimighoul Fairy, yeah, you can special summon it if you control a Mimighoul monster. So goes quite nicely with as your second Mimighoul, I'd say. But let's see what's what. Oh, it's the Archfiend.
Yep. It's a normal summon of the Archfiend, to which Kieran obviously is going to read it.
Oh, that's really funny, actually. It's got quite a good effect. When it's normal summoned, you can change a monster on the field to face-up attack or face-down defense position. So that's pretty good. Like, it doesn't say it targets, so I guess the Desiree has to negate it, right?
I know, but it's a face-down monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's less exciting. I was really excited there. I thought it was just going to set the Desiree.
No, unfortunately not. It's kind of the other way around. And however, we just special summoned the Fairy and moved on to Fucho. And this is big, but this obviously...
Yeah, it negates the summon, right? So I don't think the protection of Fucho will do the trick.
Yep. And as you can see, yeah, he moves on to negate it. And I think that is it. Good effort.
Unfortunate for Mimighoul in this matchup in particular is you rely on giving your opponent flip monsters and kind of leaving them on the opponent's field, and they can't really flip them up or anything like that. But the Snake Eye deck can send it with either the Deception or the Witch. So they actually have quite good use for those set monsters that other decks would have to like either leave or flip up at some point. So there's a bit of a downside of this matchup for Mimighouls.
But we start things off with Shifter here, and the only interruption is an Ash Blossom that Kieran did not use on the field spell, and
he saved it here for the Mimighoul Maker.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Which maybe he knows like that this is a very powerful card in Mimighoul rather than just negating the search from the field spell.
Yep, definitely well played, and we're gonna see the Fairy once again, but I doubt this is gonna be a Fucho. Yep.
Turn 1 Fucho. It is not Tenpai.
Yeah,
so
it's the giant. And now we get to search one Mimighoul card from deck, and the choice is actually a one-off of the trap card that he's using. So just one room in the deck.
Yeah, very powerful trap. It can summon a Mimighoul, and it can flip a monster on the field to face down defense position or face up attack position. So 2 very good effects, and it has an extra effect in the graveyard. So a little bit of everything, but that's kind of like a good 2-for-1, getting a Mimighoul from your deck, and then like kind of setting one of your opponent's cards can be really powerful.
Absolutely. At the same time, Kieran has picked up his talent once again, so that's the card is gonna be there. But yeah, it's gonna ask for some translations, probably foreign language.
I mean, Talents is a very powerful card, but you do need something to pair with it, right? And under the Shifter, it might be quite difficult to get Dan to actually activate a monster effect. I mean, he's not actually got any cards that look like monster effects going to activate straight away.
Yeah, because we see this room getting flipped in the draw phase, and we are gonna give our opponent, I think the one-off, is it? Yeah, just the one-off slime.
So I guess maybe he's just giving it to Kieran to play around cards like Evenly Matched or something like that, or Lightning Storm. I can't see else why you'd, you know, activate it straight away. I don't think you can flip summon that, right? Yeah, he's just pointing it out, which is it was just summoned this turn, so it's going to have to stay face down. That downside I mentioned of giving your opponent a monster is less of a downside when you already have a Shifter lined up.
I think that was actually gonna be super detrimental if he flipped it, like if he could flip it, because like it's gonna give so much advantage to his opponent. But yeah, it's good for Kieran that he can't. And
yeah, you can't tribute summon either because of the effect of the Mimighoul Room.
Yeah, I mean his hand, it does have a ruler, which is alright, but yeah, it's a very interesting deck because it plays by, you know, giving your opponent
tribute set. Here we go.
Yeah,
this Shifter plus Room causing a lot of issues for Kieran. Oh, it's the dungeon, not the room. Here we see, so he's got that Oak, and for players who don't know, Oak can get a monster from the banish pile as well as from your graveyard, so pretty helpful extra effect.
But that was about it, and now, obviously, as you mentioned, he's gonna get this Oak back, but Daniel is in the driving seat, and he's gonna get to add the second copy of Maker, this time safe from Ash Blossom.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty powerful. He's got the giant Mimighoul as well, which can destroy cards, I think, equal to the number of face-down monsters they control, something like that. So Kieran's gonna have a couple of face-down monsters for sure in a minute once the Mimighoul Maker resolves and special summons 1 to Kieran's field. That'll be 2, so you'll be able to pop a bunch of things. Feel like we're going to get to see some proper Mimighoul action now. Here we see the field spell getting another search 2 turns in a row, which I feel like is more powerful than like any other field spell I've seen.
Yeah, definitely. Usually the camera cost of like discarding a card to do so, but no, this one is a straight up value machine. And once again, is this the Fairy?
Yeah, the Fairy, quite a good addition to the deck, allowing you to have a lot easier access to those rank 1s.
Are we resolving? Yeah, we are. So the Maker, such a strong card, finally gets to resolve. And yeah, this is gonna create a lot of issues.
Yeah, it's a shame the Mimighouls, you can't attack them, right? They have to, they only get their effects when they're flipped during the main phase, so Dan gonna have to find a way to activate them, and that might be with the Mimighoul Throne, which will let him get a Mimighoul Master from his deck. I think the Mimighoul Master... Oh, and with the Archfiend as well. Oh, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Flip it up. It's going to destroy his field. And then pass over. Wow, look at this. Field destroyed. Then the dragon comes back. I'll have that. After it's just destroyed your whole field. Can Mimighoul do a lot of damage? What do we reckon? They're all quite small.
Yeah, they are. That's for sure. And probably that's why he has included a couple of snake eyes in there to just transition afterwards if he gets the option to, you know, access that engine.
I think the giant gives them extra attack points somehow. I'm not sure how though.
Yeah, no, the field spell also helps because they gain attack equal to the defense, so it you know, can help a bit. And this is exactly the case.
Okay, so yeah, this is going to be quite a lot of extra attack then. Plus the giant Mimighoul. Oh, they can attack directly. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, this could actually end up being a lot.
Oh wow, so you can detach material, then target cards on the field equal to the number of face-down monsters your opponent controls, deal 1,000 extra damage, and then we're going to get to attack directly with all of our Mimighouls. So yeah, you're right, this could be a ton of damage.
Yeah, he's explaining all the effects to the opponent, making sure they're all in line with what's going on. And we still had the fairy holding up from before.
How much defense has the fairy got? I feel like it's quite big.
Yeah, I mean, the giant alone represents 2,000, so...
But that can't attack directly.
No, well, you can...
I suppose you can just destroy your opponent's monster and then attack directly the old-fashioned way. Has he maybe used his...
Is it access code?
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it is access code. Gonna use access code. This is 63.
Yeah, but there's already been 1,000 from... I think the giant... Does it gain attack equal to its defense? Or is it...
Let me check. Yeah, they do. Then
that's
okay,
enough. Yeah, that's big.
That's enough. Would have been enough, because thanks to the field spell, they do gain, but...
Plus the 1,000 from...
Yeah.
Oh, but we have one last trick up the sleeve from Kieran. The lesser known effect of Dival Star the Black Witch. So if it's sent to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, you can send a card from your hand or field to the graveyard, I want to say, and special summon it back. And yeah, it looks like that's not going to be the game.
No,
so
it was a very good recognition from Kieran. And this can be problematic, because we have used a lot of resources to just try and push for game, and now we need a backup plan with only one card in hand.
Yeah, and I suppose he had no other Linker monsters to send away. So if he just made like another Link with a different attribute before, would have been excellent. But yeah, Kieran's no longer under Shifter. He's hardly used any Snake Eye cards, and I think he just added an extra one from the Poplar, so he's probably going to have quite a lot of action going into his next turn.
Is it just SP or? Yeah.
Well, I guess the Oak can't come back if you banish the Oak.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, Kieran found the one way to stay alive, and unfortunately Daniel just couldn't do it. And now the scenario is completely turned up, because we are just facing an SP, one card in hand, and there is so much that the deck can still do.
So we see the SP, and then this is going to go into talents for a second time. Surely.
I mean, actually here you can draw if you don't have anything, but like
he has everything.
Yeah, this is the big difference. Like before Rage of the Abyss, this might have been actually a tricky spot, but the deception makes so much of a difference. And yeah, surely this time, as you mentioned, he's gonna send back the last card for Daniel, who is now defenseless. And we are finally getting some Azamina action.
Now, I think the deception is just going to be sent away, right? Because you have to tribute a monster, but Kieran's got no monsters. But it will be a face-up card
Yeah.
Oh, here we see the original's already in the grave.
You can get it, yeah, that's why.
There we go. Put it back and then search out the ash.
Or I think he's actually just revealing that he has, yeah, exactly.
And I think once we know what the ash does,
yeah,
we'll kind of know this is going to be a lot of damage coming down for Kieran, and no tricks for Dan as far as I can see.
Nope. So no matter how good of an effort this has been a really good show by Kieran, who now gets to use the deception. He's holding another wanted, so he has another way to actually use and go for some fusion summons.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun using the wanted with the Hallowed Azamina, because you can activate it in response to the Hallowed Azamina.
And that's what's going to happen.
Get the extra value out of resolving your spell and sending it, all for one card.
Yeah, that's a really, really good interaction. As you can see, playing the usual suspects in the extra deck.
Yeah, we can negate any of the opponent's cards that they don't even have anymore, just in case some magic monsters come out of the graveyard. Yeah, Kieran's just got everything he could ever want or need in this situation. The ash to get the flamberge. Maybe he has already, well, maybe he took the field spell out of his deck because he didn't search it with Poplar.
There comes flamberge. No, because I think it was already, yeah, either he started out, I'm pretty sure he didn't have it, but at the start.
Did we not use the witch already?
Yeah,
yeah,
we did.
Just got to be careful. Not
yeah, good catch from the judge. Obviously, I mean, it's understandable. Your opponent is on 0 cards. You are quite excited to just, you know, advance with a 4-0 record, but you still got to keep your composure. And, okay, we're actually translating. Just
you see the moon, just checking that there are targets for flamberge. I'm not sure that there are, because the... Yeah, no effective flamberge, because that Poplar is in the spell and trap card zone. And I think the oak got banished.
You see here just some recycling, and then, yeah. Having it shuffled back, we just summon it again by sending the deception. And now we can access the Lacrima plus engraver.
Yeah, it's so powerful, the ability to recycle. As we see with the Fiendsmith cards, they send themselves all back to the deck rather than banish or anything like that. And then the same for these Azamina cards. You can get so much extra value throughout the game, and you have to devote fewer slots in your main deck to these engine pieces, and instead can just put them back and use them again as needed.
Seems like he's just trying to figure out whether he has enough to push for game.
Yeah,
or just gonna
the sequence, and then surely we can go into a princess.
Yeah,
we should
but
do
I mean,
the trick.
Worst case, even if you passed on this, like they are top decking a card, you have a negate, plus you can negate the field spell already. So
yeah, you got to watch out the field spell, the ever-present value.
And as you can see, he's just reading to make sure he hasn't, you know, there are no secret effects in the graveyard from these Mimighouls. And yeah, battle phase, just gonna push.
So not quite enough to end the game this turn. But yeah, as you say, it's difficult to see what could go wrong when you are going to have the Desiree to negate the field spell, and then your Azamina monster to negate whatever is left.
And yeah, you can see Daniel smiling.
Maybe he could draw a lava golem. That's
sure.
But then the
to then, yeah, to then exactly.
Oh yeah, we've got to remember.
Yeah, we do have the SP, but. There he goes. Still very tough. Drawing to one more card in hand. This could be it from Daniel. But he's gonna start things off as expected with the field spell, trying to force out a response. Okay, it's gonna be...
Makes sense to negate it with that, because if you negate it with the Desiree, then the SP would respond, force out the Azamina.
Yeah.
Does he run the Typhon? Anything I can think of that would do a lot here?
Let me check.
But if not, it feels like...
No, I think he's only playing Zeus.
Just a couple of attacks should be able to end the game in short order. Yeah, you can't target that, can you?
Yeah. Yep.
What's happened here?
No, they basically activated the effect, so they were correcting it because he tried to use it on the Desiree.
Yeah, I feel like you can just attack, right? There's no...
Yeah, I mean... I'm probably entering just want to be safe as possible
just a few more cards.
Yeah, but I mean, this is obviously over, and it will be Kieran who will be advancing with an undefeated record here.
Just have an extra negate, just in case. You can negate anything your opponent throws at you. Maybe if Dan has a negate attack, that's a counter trap that would end the battle phase. Yeah. But other than that, can't really see what would keep him in it right now.
Wow. Okay, this is a bit much. We just normal summoning Purulia into a Gozen. Okay.
This is one of those cards that could flip a game on its head, but I think we have many ways to negate this. So, well, you have to be careful though, because this negates effects and not activation. So if you respond with this, then the Gozen does actually resolve, I think. Oh, he's just letting it resolve. And the Desiree can still attack.
Yep. That's a